All right, guys.
All right.
So we're live for Barbarian Prince from 1981 by Arnold Hendrick. So this is a classic game. This is a classic old school RPG board game from 1981. And Arnold Hendrick, who made the game, I found an interview in a magazine from 1982 where he talks about sort of the design thoughts behind the game, and he says
1982.
1982,
Yeah.
and he clearly says that he has tried at all costs to avoid in this game silliness and randomness.
We will have no silliness. We will have no randomness in the hopeless stream. We are dead serious.
We won't allow it.
Every action has a consequence, and
As it should be.
as it should be, like in real life. It's
And-
very authentic.
He does avoid silliness in this game. This is a serious game. This is a serious, as he says, realistic fantasy game.
Yeah.
And there's a place in the rule where he writes, if ever you're in doubt of any rule, just imagine that you were in the same situation that Barbarian is in. What would be the realistic outcome? And then just choose that outcome.
That's basically how I make most of my life decisions normally.
Yeah, you just imagine
Imagine I'm a barbarian.
that you're a barbarian, and how would you act
Exactly.
if you were in the desert right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how the game is set up. That
Shouldn't be a problem.
it shouldn't be a problem. So it's a realistic, serious game. I will say, with regard to randomness, I'm not sure that he, nailed it completely. I think there's a little bit of randomness in this game.
Okay. Yeah.
So we will be rolling some dice.
Yeah.
In fact, we'll be rolling a lot of dice.
Yes. So that's where the randomness comes in.
That's where the randomness
But we
comes.
still have agency. We still make the decisions, like where do we want to go. I see the map is extremely detailed,
Yeah.
so there must be some options like that where we can.
Yeah, so
Affect the game.
Basically, the story is that this guy, Cal Arath, the Barbarian Prince, his father has just been assassinated.
See if we can. Can I show it? Oh, some hand-eye coordination here.
Yeah,
This is
is Cal Arath, the Barbarian Prince,
Sorry, my coordination is off here. Cal Arath.
and his father has just been assassinated, and usurpers have taken over the throne. And Cal Arath, he has been locked in a dungeon for weeks, but his good friend and his loyal and trusted servant Ogod, he has helped him escape from the prison, and he has gotten him on a cart that's rolling out of the capital. And as this cart it rolls down the road, we're hiding in the back of this cart, and at one point we just jump out of the cart and we roll down into the nearest ditch and hide there, and the cart continues down the road. So what we're going to try to do in this game is that we're going to try to collect 500 gold pieces. And with those 500 gold pieces, we're going to raise an army to take back our kingdom. We have 10 weeks to do this. If we fail to do this within 10 weeks, the usurpers will have reinforcements coming, and we'll never be able to get our kingdom back.
So we have one chance to reclaim the kingdom, to take back the throne, because we are the Barbarian Prince. What was his name? Cal Arath?
Cal Arath.
Cal Arath. Wow. Powerful barbarian name. So 10 weeks, that's easy. That's plenty of time to raise an army.
It's plenty of time to raise an army, and 500 gold coins. So I think just remember that we need to get 500 gold coins, because what we're going to do now here as we start is we're actually going to roll how many gold coins we managed to sort of get with us when we escaped. We didn't manage to get any food with us, so we have like 0 food right now, as you can see down here. And we have a combat ability of 8, and we have 9 in endurance. That's our hit points. If we come down to 0, we're dead.
So 9 hit points.
Yeah, that's what we have to work with. And we're in day 1, week 1. And now the first thing we do is that we roll on the treasure table to see how many gold coins we have. So just roll a 6-sided die, and we'll see how many gold coins that translates into. The kingdom that Cal Arath is from is up north, and north is up in this direction. So this is north in that direction.
Okay.
And we're gonna travel down here south to the other kingdoms, hostile kingdoms, but still we're gonna try to convince them that, they want Cal Arath on the throne. And that's why we have to make Cal Arath into this superior barbarian who can actually raise this army and reclaim his kingdom. But we're going to need all the help that we can get from these other princes and barons in this land. One slight problem is, though, that we have to actually travel to their cities and towns, and that can be challenging.
What about horses or any sort of other
Right now we
transportation?
have nothing, but
Okay.
we may get them. But when you look at the map here, and it may be a little bit difficult to see on stream, but we put out these castles and towns and stuff. So we have castles like this one, and we have towns like this one, and then the smallest ones, those are temples.
I'm just gonna show you how awesomely detailed this is. Can
Yeah.
I?
So this is one of the castles. Beautiful.
Beautiful castle. Where was it? Was it here? Here.
Yeah, it's there.
And there's a
There's a town there.
little town. Just so you get a sense of what an amazing mystical land we're about to embark into.
And then we have the small ones. Those are the temples, and it's just like
Small
little
temple.
temple communities with a few houses and a temple and a local deity. We might go there to seek help from the gods. I don't know if we need help from the gods, but it's definitely an option.
Well,
And-
you know, we'll
And then,
see.
and then also on the map, there are these little counters here, which are ruins. And you never know what you find in ruins. Those are raised towns. Those are just little tiny markets. There are ruins here,
Okay,
there are ruins
okay.
up here, and there are ruins over there.
So once it was a ruin.
Yeah,
But once it was a city.
once it was a city or something, we don't know.
Yeah,
but we'll
okay,
have to go
okay.
there and explore if we want to find out.
Yeah.
So let's see how many gold coins we managed to salvage as we got out of prison.
All right. So I roll
Just
the dice.
roll a die. One die.
One die. Okay. Get the black die. Ooh.
Oh, brilliant.
Very good.
That
I assume.
means-
I don't know.
Yeah. We have 4 gold pieces. And no food.
But I mean, how far are we from the nearest town? Maybe we can buy something.
Well, that's the thing, because now we're getting off the cart. So we have to find out. We actually don't know where we are. It's kind of disorienting. We've been in jail for a while, and now we've been traveling on this cart in the back. We don't know where it was going. So we jumped out at a random place. So just roll
Yeah.
a die to see where we actually start.
Okay. And we're starting in the north, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
North of the river that you see there at the north.
Yeah.
That's sort of the border. That's the southern border of our kingdom.
Okay. So the kingdom we're trying to reclaim is actually up that way.
That's
So,
true.
Yeah. Well, so let's see here. A 3.
3. That means that we're in the ruins of Jacor's Keep. So we're starting
Wow.
in ruins. That's interesting.
Okay.
So we are right here at the ruins.
Okay.
Now, it is, of course, tempting to sort of explore those ruins right away. The problem is that every day that we spend north of the river, there's a chance that the mercenaries who have usurped the throne and who are now out looking for us, that they'll find us. So it can be dangerous to explore the ruins right away without trying to get across the river.
So they've discovered that we're not on the cart anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and now sort of they put out an alarm and everybody's searching for us. So
Yeah.
every day that we don't get across this river, we may be discovered. And
Yeah.
that's bad news.
Of course.
But what we're looking at, like, what is our plan here? We need help somehow. So if we go to the towns or the castles, there may be people there who are able to help us and that we might be able to convince to raise an army. And then there are temples where we can see favors of the gods. And then there are the ruins where we might discover interesting things. So right now, where we are, our options are we can either search the ruins or we can try to move into a different space. That would be crossing the river.
And it's hard to see, I guess, for you guys out there watching. But there is a river on the map going all the way here. So so we're standing basically at the.
We're right on the northern edge of the river, so we can just cross the river this turn. But the thing is, it's not a guarantee that we can find a crossing.
Okay. Because what I'm thinking is that what if we make our way to the first city that's quite close to us?
I think that's a really good idea.
Because I hear what you're saying. We're just escaped. We just we have a chance now to actually put some space between us and our pursuers.
That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
I also, I mean, it's tempting to search those ruins, but I
Yeah.
really think there are other ruins out there.
Yeah.
I think we should just try to cross the river. So,
We do that.
in order to cross the river, we have to check if we find a suitable crossing place.
Yeah.
So you have to roll 2 dice, and you have to roll less than 8.
Less than 8 with
Yeah.
2 dice. Okay, let's see.
Awesome.
5.
We found a crossing place.
Of course.
So you can just move us 1 space.
Do I choose? It has to be.
Yeah, we have to go there.
Okay.
So we've crossed the river. This is good news. This
Yeah.
means that the henchmen or the mercenaries or whoever have usurped the throne cannot catch us anymore.
So we already escaped, basically.
We already escaped our own kingdom.
Okay,
That's pretty good.
great.
So the next thing we do is to see...
Now it's revenge time.
Now it begins, because now we're in the countryside of a foreign kingdom.
Yeah.
And, I mean, nobody knows us around here. Perhaps they know our name.
It's a dethroned revenge story.
Yeah, it's a dethroned revenge story. I think that's a good way to put it. But right now, we're just some random barbarian. Nobody will believe that we say that we are Prince Cal Arath. Like,
But maybe we're even too far away from our kingdom that people maybe don't even know who is the prince of.
they just know there's a kingdom up there, and they probably still think that the old king is alive.
Yeah, they haven't heard the news.
They probably haven't heard the news. So what happens now is, because we enter into countryside, which is the green hexes that we entered into countryside.
Okay.
So you have to roll to see if there's an event in this countryside. And normally you have to roll 2 dice, and one is sort of the one is the row, and the second is the column. And normally you would roll a black and a white dice, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna roll black and gray instead.
Okay, so each indicate a. Can
It's
you
a-
show the cam just to people
Yeah.
out there?
So
can
we're
see?
gonna roll 1 die, and that'll give us the row, and the other die will give us the column. So let's say the black die is the row, and the gray die is the column.
Okay.
We're gonna be doing this 1,000,000 times in this game.
Okay.
If we survive to do it 1,000,000 times, which is improbable. And then there'll be some event, and
Yeah.
then I'll look it up in the event table, and we'll see what happens. But first you have to roll 2 dice, and there's only an event if you roll a 9+. So that's the first thing you do, and then if there's an event, we'll find out which event.
Okay.
So normally we prefer no events.
Okay.
Just saying.
I just want to say I'm already confused by the by the table and the okay.
This is a game that simulates a lot. So it's a very busy game, and you may only see like a few percentage of what's in this game. So it's kind of really just a teaser for this game.
Yeah.
There's so much more to explore
Okay.
than whatever's going to happen in this game.
Well, this maybe will depends on how well we do. We might unlock some hidden secrets.
Absolutely. Sure, we're gonna. So you roll 2 dice. A 9 or more, there's an event.
Okay, let's see.
There's an event.
12.
So you roll
Uh-oh.
again. And now the black die is the row, and the gray die is the column.
Okay, fuck. Is there any good? Are there any good events?
Yeah, potentially.
5.
So,
Oh yeah, not 5.
that's a local constabulary. That
Wow.
doesn't sound too bad, does it?
but- no.
Let's see what he says.
All right. Local constabulary. What is a constabulary?
Well, I think it's what's a constabulary exactly? Let's see here.
Is it like a sheriff or something?
Yeah, probably he's some kind of official anyway for this kingdom. This event only applies if you're within 3 hexes of a town, castle, or temple. But we are within 3 hexes of a town.
Yes.
So it does apply. So is this town, castle, or temple? If it's Ogon or Westshore, let's see what the name is. It is Cymru, so it's none of those. So we encounter local law enforcement. Uh-oh.
Oh. We haven't done anything wrong.
We haven't really done anything. Let's roll a die to see if they're mounted.
Okay. Why not?
5 or higher, they're mounted.
Okay. I don't know if that's good or bad. But how is it going to impact this situation?
Well, they're not mounted.
They're not mounted.
Possibly good.
Okay.
Then roll a die to see how many of them there are.
Okay. 1 dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are 4, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and add +3 if they're on foot. They were. So there are 7 constabularies.
Why does it? I'm getting scared now because why is it so important how many there are and what if they're mounted or not?
Well, it
seems like
depends what their intentions are, I guess.
I hope their intentions are good.
So I doubt it, but okay. So there's 7 constabularies with combat skill 5, endurance 4, wealth 4. They have a lot of money on them.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Okay.
Now, so
7.
7 is a little bit much.
But also, what do they want? What the fuck do they want?
Well, we have to decide really how we're gonna encounter them. So
Okay. Okay.
what we're gonna do is that we're gonna let's see. We have to roll it first. We have to decide whether we're gonna talk to them, try to evade them, or try to fight them. So let's see if you.
Well, talking to them, evade them.
Yeah, but let's see. We haven't visited anything yet, and we haven't escaped from anywhere. So we can add +1 to the roll. So because nobody knows us.
Yeah.
So do we want to try to talk to these constables? Do we just want to try to evade them right away, or do we want to fight them?
We definitely don't want to fight them.
We definitely don't want to fight them.
Do we even have a weapon?
We have the bone biter broadsword.
Sounds pretty good.
It's a pretty good sword.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good sword.
But 7 guys, I don't.
And they each have 5 in combat skill, and we have 8, so that's more. But still, we would have to take on a lot of guys.
We're not ready for that. We're not. Why should we start a war with the other kingdom that we've entered?
But perhaps, I mean, we've just crossed the river. This is a new kingdom. Here are law enforcement officer. Perhaps we just talk to them and try to talk sense to them and say, look, my throne has been usurped. I am the rightful heir. You need to help us get back to the throne. Do you think it will work?
First of all, that's a crazy story. No one's gonna believe that. Second of all, we are technically a fugitive.
Well, not from them. This is another kingdom.
That's true. That's true. But if we're wearing like the official hand bracers from the handcuffs from the Northern Kingdom, don't you think they will find that suspicious?
Perhaps. I mean, we can also try to evade.
But on the other hand, if we try to evade and we're discovered, then they're gonna wonder why is that barbarian trying to evade us.
Then we're probably gonna have to fight, I imagine.
Okay, we'll talk to them. But maybe not that story, but we'll see how it goes.
But you roll a die and you have +1 because they don't know. We don't have any backstory. They don't have anything on us.
Okay. It's a 5.
It's a 5. So it says pass. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Rule 329. So there's gonna be a lot of flipping through manuals here.
Yes.
But
that's fine.
That's part of the fun.
That's fine.
So let's see what happens here. Okay.
I'm excited now.
Yeah. So they have an unpleasant gleam in their eyes.
As constables often do.
We try to create a favorable impression.
Yeah.
I mean, we know how to conduct ourselves.
We're a prince.
Yeah. So we have to roll a die. Oh, we have to roll wit and wiles. We haven't rolled for that actually. We should do that right now.
Okay. Yeah.
How much is our wit and wiles? It's a 6-sided dice.
So
we have a minimum of 2.
One die.
Just
first.
1 die.
Okay.
This is how clever we are, basically.
How clever are we? The prince, he has a formal education. You know, he's grown
Should
up
be clever.
around.
But it's Anders who's throwing the dice.
2.
Yeah, 2. So we're not super clever. So now we have to roll a die, and if we roll less than our wit and wiles, that is a 1, then they let us pass.
On the other hand, we're a barbarian, so maybe. We don't need our wits.
Maybe.
6.
Nah. So go to 330 and subtract 1. So they don't let us pass, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see how suspicious they find us to be. So, oh my god, they're attacking us.
Why?
I have no idea, but they seem to be attacking us. You have to roll 2 dice and subtract 1 to see how this encounter begins.
Oh my god, we haven't done anything.
There's 7 of them beating up on a just lone,
a random
barbarian with a broadsword.
Maybe we shouldn't have. Maybe we shouldn't have been brandishing.
You shouldn't have flashed that sword. No.
11.
That's a 10 with -1.
Okay.
So let's see how they react. I'm sure they're gonna treat us nice when you roll an 11.
Yeah.
302.
What was it called? The constable or the
constabularies.
Constabularies.
Surprise! You need to roll a die, and you need to roll less than our wit and wiles. It's a bit of a shame that we're not super clever. I think perhaps the reason that they usurped the throne was that they could see that we wouldn't make much of a king.
Yeah, maybe not.
Roll a die. Just have to roll a 1, then we're happy.
1 dice.
Yeah.
3.
That's not good. So
Hard to roll less than 2.
So let's see. Roll 1 die. If your winning wild exceeds the roll, it doesn't. So your party surprise. Okay. So they unfortunately have the initiative. So they're gonna attack.
There's 7 guys, and they decided to attack us. So of course they have the initiative.
Yeah. And so what happens now is that they all have a combat skill of 5. So we're gonna line up. They're gonna attack us 4 at a time. There's only 4 people who can attack us at one time.
Okay, at least.
And not the full 7. So that's at least something.
I'm just gonna put it up
Yeah,
a little,
move them up a little
just
bit.
so you guys can see. And also, yes, everyone, please let us know if everything is working as you assume that it is intended to work.
And they have 4 in endurance. So now let us see how bad this goes. We can always try to escape afterwards, but they are gonna attack us. And they have 5 in combat skill. We have 8, so you roll 2 dice -3 because they're at a -3.
Okay, we are Prince. We have probably had some weapons training. We have the bone biter sword. So I roll 1 dice.
2 dice.
Okay. And
-3, and you have to do that 4 times, and we'll
okay.
see. Okay,
10.
so that's a 7, so that's no hit.
Okay. 8.
No hit. And a 9. What is a 9? That's still no hit. That's pretty good. And the last one, that's a 4. That's still no hit.
Oh my god,
So-
guys. You suck.
The constabularies suck.
Yeah.
So now we have an interesting choice.
Do we beat them up?
Are we gonna attack back, or are we gonna try to escape?
I mean,
There are 7.
there are 7. And how
It's gonna be.
Stegen suggests about the police. So are you saying we should attack them, Stegen? Is that your suggestion? I'm not sure.
It sounds like. I mean,
That's okay. How does it?
we have 1 strike, and then they'll have 4 strikes.
But they.
Like
How much? I don't want to get into the calculating, but
the combat system is completely oblique. It's impossible to know what happens.
yeah. Okay. So it's just about.
It's just about rolling dice and hope that you succeed. So as I said, like, he tried to make the game without randomness. I don't think that he quite succeeded. But it's because, as you can see, there is some randomness.
It's good that it feels random, but it's not. But it may not be that random.
That's true.
Underneath the
That's true.
mechanics.
I mean, my gut
you wanna-
feeling is that we should escape.
You want to escape?
But
Okay.
we escape, we have to roll a die. On a 4, 5, 6, we manage to escape. And if we don't escape, they will strike us again. And then we can try to escape again. So it just means that we don't get a hit in. But I think
But a hit in also if we have to combat 7 guys, it's gonna take a long time.
I think they're gonna grind us down at some point.
Okay.
So yeah, fuck the police, Stegen. We kind of agree, but there are 7 of those police guys, and we don't even have food to eat tonight.
Yeah, we have bigger problems.
We have bigger problems. Food is a bigger problem than the police right now.
Okay, let's try to run away.
Just 1 die, and you have to roll 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you don't succeed.
We don't succeed.
So that means that they attack us again. 4 guys, and again it's 2 dice -3.
Okay. Jeez.
You can do it. You did very well last time.
Jesus.
So that's a 2. That's not a hit. That's 6. That's not a hit. They're terrible. That's 7. That's not a hit. And that's 4. That's not a hit.
Great.
They can't hit. Yeah, I mean, they can't hit.
They can't hit.
Let's try to run.
We try to run one time.
Let's try to run.
It's
1 die.
1 die.
4, 5, 6. You can do it. Oh, Jesus.
I knew I should have.
Yeah.
I should
So
have.
as you can all see,
given
this is a realistic simulation of how difficult it is to escape the police.
Yes, it's quite hard.
It's quite hard.
We're just lucky that I don't have lethal weapons at this moment.
Yeah, they don't have anything fancy. And they're apparently really shitty police.
Okay.
So you just go again. They hit 4 times.
Yes, we try again. 6.
That's a 3. Unfortunately, that's a hit. So we lose a hit point. So we're down to 8.
Okay. 1 more.
That's a 2. That's not a hit.
Okay.
That's 0. That's not a hit.
That was 3. Here.
That's 8. That's unfortunately another hit. Jesus, we're taking damage here.
Okay.
And the last guy,
Wasn't that 4?
maybe I didn't count.
I tried to count, but then I got confused by all the numbers.
It was the last. Try to escape. You can do it now.
We tried to escape.
Third attempt.
Okay. What is going on?
We can't get. I mean, there's 7 of. I think they just continually surround us. We're running down the road, and they're surrounding us. And
Yeah.
we're also a little bit damaged now, and still we aren't. Let's see. It also means if we try to attack them back now, we're already at a -1 because we're wounded. And I think.
Do we know how much health they have?
Yeah, they have 4 each, and you can see at the rate that they're hitting us,
That's not really gonna work. We have to escape.
So they're attacking us again.
They're attacking
4
us again.
times.
Yeah, okay. Well, here we go.
4. That's not a hit. 1. That's not a hit. 0 is not a hit.
That was 3.
And the last guy, he's a 3. Oh, damn it! We're now down to 6 health.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Can
gonna
you
choose
change dice?
I'm gonna take another dice. Okay, here we go.
Okay. So as you can see, this game is this is a really intense encounter. We're in this. It's also getting a little bit embarrassing, I think, because we're not even striking back at them. We're just running, and they're just catching up.
We're
with us.
running down the road.
Apparently, but we're not so clever, so we have to be running in the wrong direction all the time.
Yeah.
We get confused. We run
get
back
confused.
towards them.
It's like Benny Hill.
We're trying to
scene.
hide behind like a small plant, and they find us again. So yeah.
It's not very Prince-like to run around like that.
I think this is a really rough.
It's not very Barbarian-like either.
No, and perhaps that's wrong that we're not playing into our character enough.
No.
But I think we've decided on a path now that we can't really
we
veer from.
We have to. So they attack us again.
They attack us again. I mean, this is a tough start to the game. It's a 1. That's not a hit. And it's a 5. That is a hit. And that is 5. That's a hit. Oh, now we lost more than half of our health. And that means that we can now only carry half what we can normally carry.
Okay.
And it also means that if we try to, let's see, now they have +2 on all their attacks. So now it's only -1. When
What
you roll.
happened?
We're just getting cut down by these constabularies.
So because we're wounded, they get a bigger chance to
they
hit.
get a bigger chance to hit.
Wow, that's evil.
Is there one guy left?
I lost count again.
I think there's one guy left.
Yeah.
And it's only a -1 now for him because he's got a bonus because we're seriously wounded. So it's a 5 and it's another hit for us. So as you can see, this game can sometimes end quickly. We're down to 3 hit points, and I think now we need to escape. Should I try to roll the escape die?
Please, 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 please. And, please make it work. 5.
There you go.
Oh, my God. Okay, so we escape.
We escape the constabularies. Okay, so don't fuck with the constabularies is what we take from this.
You were wrong, Sticken.
Yeah. We kind of wounded. We probably need to rest for some days.
Does it affect how fast we move?
It doesn't, but we have to spend an entire day resting to regain 1 health.
Oh my God, the 10 weeks.
And we're still on the first day.
Okay, but we're gonna spend a week getting those hit points back.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So I think what we need to do now, because we have no food, and if we don't eat, we're gonna start starving.
I just have a question. When we escape, do we then move from this tile? Or,
No.
or is it within the tile that we escape?
You have to imagine that the tiles are huge.
Okay.
So it's a big area.
So
of
we
land.
ran into a forest and we sort of hidden
Yeah.
beneath a
Finally,
fallen tree.
I don't know, the umpteenth barn that we ran into. Finally, they couldn't find us anymore. And so-
After
but I
it
think
took a while.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna, report back to their, their bosses that there's this wounded barbarian running around claiming that he's somehow affiliated with the Northern Kingdom, like a crazy imposter with a broadsword who's not fighting but just running. That's us, Cal Arath, the Barbarian Prince.
Oh my God, the pathetic prince.
Yeah. So I think we forgot to mention that this is a hopeless game.
It feels hopeless. I'm surprised at how hopeless it already is. We've moved 1 tile. We've lost half our hit points, more even, and we haven't gotten anywhere. We've only been humiliated so far.
And a beautiful thing about this game is look how big the map is.
Oh my God.
And look how little that we've explored, and we're already almost dead. And I think this is it's kind of in that way, it's kind of a metaphor for life, right?
Yeah.
That you have, there's this whole big world that you can explore, and you
Yeah.
can explore a few hexes and then you die.
Yeah.
We have all these hope. We're just trying to get to another town, and that's it.
The world is at your feet. Unfortunately, you can't really move.
No. Somebody chopped them off, those feet.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to need to do now is we need to hunt.
Yeah.
Before we go to sleep, to see if we can find some food. That's pretty easy. Our hunt is, we have 8 for a combat skill, and then we have our endurance or current hit points, the half of those rounded down. We have 3, so that is 1. So our hunt ability is 9. So you roll through 2 dice and subtract that from 9, and that's how much food we find.
Okay, so we're on a hunt.
Yeah, and you 9 minus whatever you roll is how much food we find.
Okay, let's do a 12 then.
No. 7. That's 2 food.
Okay.
That's great. And then we eat 1 food to sustain ourselves.
Is that automatic?
Yeah, we can just eat 1 food, but it's 1 food every day. The thing is, right now, because we have left less than half our hit points left, we can only carry up to 5 food. And since we're also carrying gold, we can actually only carry up to 4 food.
Ah, okay.
So we need to rest. But I think we need to get out of this countryside, because apparently the law is roaming around the countryside, and we need to escape somewhere.
Maybe we should just sum up what has happened so far in the adventures of the Barbarian Prince.
Yeah.
We escaped the usurpers of the crown of the Northern Kingdom.
Yeah.
Our father is dead.
Yeah.
We are on the run from this evil army that is taking over our family's throne. We have.
I would like to point to one success on our adventure.
Yes.
We successfully crossed the river.
Yes, we successfully crossed the river, thus eluding our capturers.
Yes.
And then, as you can see, we started up here in the north. We crossed the river further south. And what happened immediately after arriving on the other side of the river is that the police showed up and beat the hell out of us.
Yeah.
And
those are the people that we're gonna try to convince to help us to retake our kingdom.
And also, I would like to point out that this kingdom that we've entered here is not affiliated with the Northern Kingdom. So this is just a random group of police, not affiliated with the usurpers of the throne. They just don't like barbarian prince-looking characters.
No, and an interesting thing is, it seems like we're heading to their capital right now.
Yeah, it's not going well.
But I don't think there's anything close by other than the capital that we can really. I mean, I think we have to. But I think we spent the night here, so a day passes, and then the next day, I really think we need to get into the woods to hide from the law more efficiently.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If we stay here?
Yeah.
Do we just roll another encounter?
We roll to see if there is an event. And if there is none, we just rest and we regain a hit point.
Okay.
And we eat and we can hunt and all that.
Is it too early to think about resting and stuff like that?
Well, I would love to rest, but I just think that perhaps because we have now, I have a bad feeling about the countryside here.
You don't like it?
So I kind of feel like going into the woods and then rest in the woods.
Okay.
That would be my plan.
You don't think there's gonna be other dangers lurking in the woods?
The woods? What can possibly? It's not police in the woods. Come on.
No, but it's like a foggy wood. You know, you hear like bats flying around, an owl, and
maybe a little bear or something. But you know, I just feel that we're exposed out here in the open countryside.
Okay, fair enough. Let's do it.
Okay, then it's a roll to see if we get lost. On a 9 or plus, we cannot find our way through the woods.
Even though it's right over there.
Well, there's a lot of terrain in these hexes.
Yeah, okay.
So we get lost. Beautiful. Then we have to roll to see if there's an event. On a 9 or more, there's an event again here in the countryside because we're stuck. And there's an event. So can you roll a good event now?
Are there any? I'm questioning if there are any good events in this game.
I think if we had been more clever, we would have been able to convince the law of our story, but we told such an incoherent, rambling story that they didn't believe us. And
we just said our father has been killed. We lost a crown of a kingdom.
Can we borrow 500 gold pieces to raise an army?
Yeah, for those of you just joining, our wits are we have an intelligence. We can call it
intelligence. Yeah.
as we have a 2 out of 9.
Yeah, it's really it's intelligence, it's charisma, it's cleverness, it's all our social skills.
All social skills. They
Yeah.
are 2 out of 9.
Yeah, they're not.
It's not impressive.
It's not impressive.
For a prince, I would say it's not impressive.
No.
For a barbarian, maybe it's okay.
Maybe, and we're a barbarian prince, so it should be a bit of both. But I think it's a little low.
Okay, so I have to see if there's an encounter now that we are lost.
Yeah.
This barbarian prince is pathetic. I'm sorry, but Cal Arath.
Come on, Cal Arath. You can
Cal
do it.
Arath
2-2.
4.
We find a farm.
Wow,
That couldn't be too bad.
that sounds good.
Let's see what that farm holds for us.
I'm ready for the farm experience. I'm hoping there would be some healing options. Perhaps we can.
I think you're wishing for a sort of a lenient, balanced gameplay here. I don't think this is the
I thought it
game.
was Barbarian Prince the most.
So we spot a small farm, and we can detour around it, but that will consume the rest of the day and ending all travel for the day. So we can basically just avoid the farm if we want to. Alternatively, we can try to approach the farm.
Yeah.
And then we can decide whether we want to make it a friendly approach or a raid. And then we need to roll 2 dice. If we select the raid, we may be attacked by a revengeful mob tomorrow morning. So, I don't know. Should we seek help? Should we, depend on the kindness of strangers?
in this.
I mean, it's a farm. It's not the police.
Yeah. They don't know we're coming. Why would they have ill intentions?
And I mean, even if we just skirt around it, we haven't rested this day, so we're not going to regain anything. We just have to spend our night here again.
Yeah. So maybe what were the options again?
A friendly approach or a raid.
Friendly approach. We're in no condition to.
No, we need actually a nice farmer's wife to cook us a nice meal and patch us up and get back on track.
Yeah.
And perhaps the farmer will believe our story.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if these people in this kingdom are the Barbarian Prince has never traveled this far before.
No, he's never crossed the river before. I'm sure.
So hopefully this farmer, he can pat us a little bit on the cheek and say it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I think so. With a friendly approach.
With a friendly approach, yes. Let's do
we just hope that our wits and wiles won't come into play too much.
It's like Caspar Hauser story.
Yeah, we're kind of this lost child who just shows up at the door and
we don't know.
We're just bleeding profusely.
How are we ever going to raise an army being this so stupid as we are?
No, this is good storytelling, right? First you have a lot of opposition, and then you conquer it, and then...
I'm looking forward to the conquering part.
Yeah. But
now we're at the mercy of a farmer.
You think is a friendly approach not a
yeah, we do that.
Yeah, 2 dice.
2 dice, okay.
It's a 5. So let's see. Oh my god. We've come across the hostile Reaver clan.
What?
So roll
Fucking
a die
Reaver clan.
+2 for the number of clan members.
What is going on? This is just a farm.
This is a terrible... I mean...
And then it's like a...
Could we have fled in another direction where people would be more friendly?
Well, we gotta go. We moved 1 tile. We've moved 1 tile out of 600 tiles. Where are we gonna go?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Just 1 die
Okay,
+2.
Okay. Try again.
So there are 6 members of the Reaver clan.
God, the Reaver clan.
And the leader, he's a 5/5, and all the others, they are 4/4s, and they're just gonna attack us.
It's almost as bad as the constabularies.
Yeah. And it. Oh, let's see. We had a friendly approach, by the way. So they may not. How many were there? 6.
6.
Jesus Christ. So that's 4. Let's put out another couple of
The
guys.
Reaver clan.
It doesn't sound friendly, does it?
It's.
4.
We're walking into like this Texas Chainsaw Massacre situation. Deliverance.
It's the Deliverance we're playing here. So the Barbarian the Deliverance. Friendly approach.
Yeah.
If the clan equals or outnumbers your party, we're a party of 1.
Yes.
So they do.
Yeah.
Then they'll attempt a surprise attack.
Why do they even want to attack?
Because we are wounded and they want our broadsword.
Okay, fair enough. The bone
biter.
The bone biter, yeah. Fair enough.
So, yeah, they're just gonna strike first. So we have to strike all those dice against us.
Isn't it 4? Yeah, maximum of 4 at a time.
That's true. So it's like this.
Okay.
So, and they have a +2 because we are heavily wounded. So the first one is at -1.
Okay.
So it's 2 dice -1.
Okay.
It's a 3. We take a hit.
This is not gonna end well.
And this one is -2.
The fucking Reaver clan. I knew it.
That's a 4. That's nothing.
Okay.
And this is -2, right? So that's a 5. Oh, and now we've fallen unconscious.
We're unconscious.
And when we're unconscious and we don't have a party to help us, they'll kill us.
So the Reaver clan just has their way with us, basically.
Yeah, basically. The Reaver, and they kill us, and they take our broadsword. And this ends the story of Cal Arath.
Cal Arath.
He managed to escape across the river, and he was beaten up by police. He sought refuge at a farm where people immediately took advantage of him, killed him, and stole his sword.
Poor Cal.
So as you can say, this is a realistic fantasy game.
That's how most fantasies play out.
It truly is how most fantasies play out. So, and as you can see, we explored the map, and we experienced the game, and we used all these wonderful items you can find, and had all these interesting encounters.
Yes.
But this is old school RPG board gaming for you from 1981.
Yeah.
A realistic barbarian simulation without silliness and without randomness.
Yes. It's the Barbarian Prince simulator.
Did you find it random at all?
No. This is what I expected to happen.
Yeah,
I expected to run into the Reaver clan.
Yeah, I would. I mean, if we'd survived the Reaver clan, that would be random. So, what do you say?
Yet in 91, pain is indeed real.
Pain is real. We just exemplified that in this game. So
Cal Arath.
Cal Arath. I kind of feel like just taking 5 minutes to just
Gonna take 5 minutes.
let it sink down, and then see if we can give Cal Arath a slightly better fate.
I think this is what was a good test run. We got to know sort of our bearings, the landscape. We now know that don't go into the forest, don't go into the plains,
Don't go anywhere.
don't move too much. Friendly approach doesn't work. We've learned a few things, so I'm sure that our next attempt is going to be more fruitful. I'm sure.
Yeah. And I want to say to you, if any of you are really intrigued about this game, and you've already thinking you need to have this game at home, as you clearly need, I saw last night, I was checking online, and there is one for sale now at Noble Knight Games for the tiny sum of €200.
200 euros
for this game.
And what do you get?
But you can say
you get a miniature.
Try to imagine how many times you can play this game before you explore everything in it.
That's true. That we played
for
a
lifestyle game.
We played for a little under an hour or something, or 45 minutes.
Less, I think, but yeah, not a lot.
And we have a lot of game to go.
Yeah.
If we want to get through this game tonight, we better sharpen our bone biter.
It's gonna be a long night.
It's gonna be a long night.
Okay, and now you all know the game, guys and girls. So we're just gonna jump right into it.
Yeah.
And this time we're gonna succeed.
Of course. Easy.
So
easy game.
Cal Arath III, again. Another kingdom usurped the former kingdom.
Yeah.
Again, the king was assassinated. Again, they named the son Cal Arath III.
History repeats.
History repeats, and again, he's been usurped, and he's escaping on this card. And we have to see how clever is Cal Arath III, because Cal Arath II was pretty clever, and it didn't help him a lot to be that clever.
No, but
that says something about cleverness is overrated, maybe. It got further.
It definitely is. I think it can be a curse.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself anyway.
Right.
But he got a lot further.
Right.
Okay, so let's see how clever Cal Arath III is.
Is he a 4 again, or is he even more?
I suggest a 6. Here we go.
Right.
Is it one die?
Yeah, it's just one die. It's a 4. He's just as clever as Cal Arath II.
Okay, okay.
That's a good start.
It's all right.
How much gold does he have? It's another die.
You're wealthy Cal Arathian.
Yeah.
6.
Oh yes, he has 4 gold.
Wow.
Okay, so these are really good stats.
Great stats.
So now you know the drill. You need to roll for where do we get off the card.
Yes. 1 die.
1 die.
6.
Okay, let's see what that is. So that's in, it says 1901.
Obviously.
Okay, so we got off the cart somewhere deep in the mountains. And I think that means...
That's maybe not so bad, actually.
No, and I think it means basically that our first goal again will be to try to reach that temple.
Yeah.
Because it's really the closest place that there is where we can get hopefully some kind of meaningful interaction with somebody.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like just traveling through the countryside doesn't give us a lot of anything, right?
The countryside has not been good for us.
I think we need to reach some kind of habitation or something.
Could we just make our way through the mountains, like follow the mountain path?
Yeah, that would be great.
Or we could do we dare to go back on the road, because there is also, if we go over the hills and over up to the road.
Yeah, I almost feel that crossing through hills and mountains is safer than going in the countryside and the roads.
Yeah.
We'll get lost probably a little more, but that just means time. Our main problem here is that we cannot hunt in the mountains and we don't have any food.
We don't have any food.
So we're gonna start starving from day 1.
We're quite far away from any sort of hunting ground.
We need to get into the hills or the countryside quickly where we can hunt.
Oh man, we are.
So when you said that this was probably the best place to start, I'm not sure.
We are 3 tiles away from the nearest hill or countryside.
And that's only if we don't get lost along the way.
And remind me, what happens if we starve?
We lose combat ability. We lose the ability to carry stuff.
Do we lose health?
No.
No, okay.
So we can basically starve as much as we want. We won't die of starvation, but we'll be completely unable to fight.
Well, we haven't really
been already.
We haven't really fought so far. We haven't really got to that point anyway.
No, I think it's good. I mean, we're on a mountain road.
Yeah.
And crossing the river here in the mountains, it's a little bit dangerous, I think. But I think
what options do we have?
We don't have any options. We have to cross that river.
Yeah.
We just have to cross that
But
river.
if we run for it, or if we make some good headway in this first couple of days, we could make it to the hills in
3 days.
3 days.
We could.
Yeah, this game has thrown a few curveballs at us, so I'm not sure it's gonna work, but I think we have to try.
Yeah. And I don't think there are wolves in the mountains. I don't think wolves lives in mountains.
You haven't heard of mountain wolves?
I haven't heard of them, though.
No.
I don't hope that I'm gonna be proved wrong.
Okay.
But get across the river. It's 2 dice. You just need to roll less than 8.
Okay. Easy. Yes.
Perfect. We are across the river.
We have succeeded in the crossing the river every single time.
We're really good at crossing rivers. We should perhaps cross more rivers.
Yes. But it's also very important.
And again, I just want to remind you of how little of this map that we're exploring.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a game that's meant to be played over this entire map, but the game mechanics makes it basically impossible to move on a few hexes before you die.
Or do you think it's our skill level that's too low to actually...
No, but I think it's because the game wants to tell us something. It wants to tell us something about life and about how much there is to explore out there, and you know how little of it you're gonna be able to explore in your life. It's kind of a beautiful metaphor.
Yeah, it's bored FOMO. It's the fear of missing out of the fantasy world. Yeah. And we haven't missed out. We've gotten every turn we've taken, we've got a new fantasy element. We've got wolves, henchmen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining about what's happening in this game. No. The only thing I'm complaining about is our progress. Because there hasn't been a lot of that.
But look at all these amazing castles and cities and
We're
temples.
gonna get there. Anas, we're gonna get there.
Okay.
So just roll for an encounter in the down here. An encounter in the mountains.
Yeah.
Will there be an encounter?
Oh, we have this here. Okay, let's check it out. 8.
8, you say? That's not an encounter.
Great.
So then we have to eat food.
We can't hunt in the mountains, right?
We cannot hunt, and we don't have any food. That
Okay.
means that we're gonna starve.
Yeah.
So this is day 1 of starving. This means that our combat skill goes down 1, and we can now only carry 5 things instead of 10.
And when do we get in the danger zone of losing our gold?
Only when we cannot carry anything.
Okay. What about our sword?
That doesn't. We can always carry the sword.
We are barbarian.
We're barbarian.
Yeah.
You cannot. I mean.
Yeah, of course.
That's like you can always carry your arm or something.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
a part of us. It's a part of our body. Okay, so let's hit further down the mountains.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
roll to see if we get lost.
Yeah.
Just roll less than 7.
Getting lost in the mountains is actually what I would say quite plausible.
Yeah, and there's also a good. It's reflected in the charts.
Oh shit.
But it's not as difficult as getting out of the swamps.
Okay. 8?
We get lost in the mountains.
On an 8?
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good.
So do we have an encounter in the mountains?
I really hope not. Could be a good encounter.
It could be a tiny little hut with a nice pre-prepared meal for us
Yeah,
to
it would be
enjoy.
nice. It's so nice.
What
A
do you say?
9.
That's an encounter actually.
Okay.
So you need to roll the black die and some other die.
Black and gray.
Mm-hmm.
And black is what?
It's the row and the gray is the column.
Okay.
Let's-
Referring to Jacob's chart. Maybe you can just show the chart.
Yeah,
that we
I have a chart here, and this chart is for the mountains, but we have a chart for every kind of terrain, and we also have charts for river crossing, for roads, for airborne travel. We have charts for everything here. So just trust us when we say something happens. And what I see now is that we rolled, I don't know if you can see this, but we rolled 2-2. That means a griffin.
Aha. A griffin rider. Or just a griffin?
Just a griffin. Maybe
Okay.
we'll become the griffin rider.
Oh, I like where this is heading.
Yeah, let's see. Are griffins generally friendly?
I don't know.
I don't know. They're flying. They're flying.
Who are the natural enemy of the
This
griffin?
is such an interesting encounter.
Staken says griffins are an unfriendly creature.
They're
What-
not friendly.
What do you base this knowledge upon?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Do you have a-
He heard it from
Do you
somewhere.
have a reference?
I mean, I'll say at least it has a combat skill of 7.
Why do
and-
we need to know the combat skill?
That's all. That's what scares me. But then also it has a treasure of 12.
Wow. Does the treasure include food?
No,
Oh.
we can't eat gold.
Can we eat the griffin?
It says that the griffin is intelligent, and it could serve as a member of our party and as a winged mount for us. So we'll be able to fly cross country.
Yes, please.
Please. However, griffins are normally quite independent
Hmm.
and ferocious,
Okay.
and this one looks especially unfriendly.
No. Why?
if not even hostile.
We're starving.
We have options here.
Okay. Well,
We can try to talk to the griffin, hope that it understands our
yeah,
language.
yeah.
We can try to evade it. We can try to fight it.
Can we pet the griffin?
I think talking is the closest to petting the griffin.
Maybe that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, my thinking here is,
Yeah.
I think we can beat this in a fair fight. I actually think we
Fighting the griffin?
can. Oh, of course, we're a little bit starved,
Hmm.
but we're not wounded.
Hmm.
But I think that if we try to sweet talk it, we might get it on our side because we're pretty clever.
Yeah.
And then if everything goes wrong, we'll fight it. But I think we can win that.
That's fine. That's fine. Let's do that. Let's take our chances. And Sticken says that he knows all about the griffins from the old Hero Quest games.
I
Is
don't
there a
think there's a
griffin?
griffin in Hero Quest. No, there's not a griffin in Hero Quest.
There is this winged
yeah,
bad
but it's
guy.
oh, is it called the griffin? It's true. There is
It
a
has
ring.
wings.
Yeah, it's very squarish.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe you're right. It's a griffin. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
But the weird thing, whatever thing is that in Hero Quest, encountering winged beings in dungeons has always struck me as somewhat strange.
Bats, maybe.
Bats, maybe, but like really big bats that's too big to fly down corridors.
It has to be a disadvantage.
It has to be a disadvantage. But this here is a griffin in the mountains.
Yeah.
So weird disadvantage.
Weird disadvantages. And but I think we should talk to
Chat
the
it
griffin.
up.
Yeah, chat up the griffin.
And it's just plain rolling a die.
One die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 4.
4. Oh, it says attacked.
What?
So
We did.
but what did you say to it? What did
I
we
don't
actually
know.
say?
I don't know.
Hi, Griffin. Or what did we say?
And maybe just interpreted.
Yeah, perhaps we tried to make Griffin-like sounds.
Mm.
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, it was. It maybe felt it was a bit demeaning.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think we made the wrong sounds.
That happens.
And it strikes first. So whatever happens now, it's gonna strike first.
Okay,
And
but you said we could beat this in a fight.
It has. I mean, right now we're sort of equally paired, so I think we can beat it.
Okay, yeah. It's only one griffin.
But it attacks first, so we can't escape right now. So let's see if it hits anything.
Yeah.
So it's 2 dice, and we're at 7, and we are not wounded. So it's just straight up, no modifiers, just 2 dice. An 8 is a wound, so we're hit, but for 1 wound only. So now is the question: this very unfriendly, if not hostile griffin. I feel like, look, in my mind right now, there is an image of a barbarian at sort of the top of a mountain, fighting a flying griffin. We cannot run from this fight.
It has to be done. It's so epic.
It's so epic. This is something Larry Elmore would have drawn in the 80s.
This is why the Barbarian Prince was born. He's born to fight griffins on top of epic mountains.
If you've seen any of our slideshow images in breaks, this is basically everything that's shown in those images.
This is why you bought the game, to fight griffins
on top of a mountain.
Yeah.
We have to do it.
We have to do it.
We have to do it. Let's see what our chances are. Do we have any modifiers? We're hurt, so we have a -1. So it's 2 dice -1.
Okay. 9.
Which is an 8, which is a hit.
Awesome.
Look, it goes down.
Yes. What is that? That's treasure.
That's treasure. Okay. So now it strikes, and now modifiers become a little more complicated. Because it's wounded, it has no modifiers. It's just 2d6.
Okay.
And 11. Oh, that's bad, I think.
Sounds bad.
Yeah, that's a wound. Damn it.
Well, it's not. Well,
It's good that we weren't starving more when we met it.
Yeah,
just slightly starving. Perhaps we can eat the meat of the griffin.
I really hope so.
So now we have a modifier, which is a -, but there's also it's just a -1.
Okay. Let's see.
So that's serious.
So we strike the griffin.
Yeah, but with a -1.
Let's see. 4.
Is a 3 then? It's a hit.
Oh. Perfect. I will never understand this.
You will never. As I said, I started this combat system for months.
It's not meant to be understood.
It's not meant to be understood. It's completely opaque.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It's not meant for mortal men.
No. And now it strikes at a -1.
Okay. 5 -1.
4. It doesn't hit.
Aha.
And then we go at it with a -1.
Here comes the bone biter.
Come on, bone biter.
6.
It's a 5, and it's a hit.
Ooh.
The bone biter is biting.
Now, is it wounded now?
It's.
So it has modifiers because it's wounded, or?
Yeah, because it started at 6. Oh, it's seriously wounded now.
Seriously wounded. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. So now it has -1 on this throw, which means that it hits.
Oh, okay.
If it wasn't wounded, it wouldn't have hit.
And you say there's no randomness in this game?
There's no randomness, but the combat system is completely absurd. But now, on the other hand, we have -1 +2 we have +1 now.
Okay. And which may or may not be good.
Yeah. Okay. But don't ask me how we get at +1. We are.
Okay. We strike at the throat of the griffin.
We strike at the throat of the griffin. We whip out our sword. We have a +1. We have a 5, and we strike it right in his left eye, and it takes a hit.
Ooh!
Look at this, guys. Can you see these dice?
Fucking griffin battle.
Griffin battle. We're at the top. It may not seem so epic. We're throwing dice a lot.
It's pretty fucking epic.
But it's pretty funny. It's pretty fucking epic. We're standing on like the edge of the cliff with a huge bone-binded broadsword, and we're just striking this group. There's blood all over. It's flying around. There's feathers flying left and right.
Dark clouds are gathering.
Dark clouds are gathering. There's a volcano erupting in the background, and now it dives down with its jaws open to bite at our neck. And what happens?
When we strike back,
it has a minus of.
Wait a minute, is it the Griffin's turn now?
Yeah, and it has minus 2.
Okay. What happens?
It's a 5. It hits us.
Ah, damn.
Damn it.
The
Okay.
Bone can only protect us so much.
But we still have 5 endurance. It only has 2 endurance. We can do it. It's a 2, and we're right now at a plus something. We're at a plus 2 and a minus 1, so we're at a minus 1, which is a 1, which is nothing.
No hit.
That took a while to get there, but
Yeah.
it's not a hit.
Right.
And then it strikes back at us, and
Griffin goes
these
into the hit.
modifiers are insane. Let me just think for a second. It has a minus 2 modifier.
Yeah.
It's a 2, it's not a hit. And we have a minus 1 modifier, and we're striking with a broadsword. It's flying down against us, and we're chopping at it, and it's a 7, it's not a hit.
Ah.
And it's biting at our left shoulder. It's a 0, it's not a hit. And we're coming back, and we're stabbing in the left wing, and it's a 4, which is not a hit. And it's trying to push us off the edge of the cliff, and it's a 6, and it's not a hit. And we're striking back at the Griffin with our sword, and it's an 11, and it's a hit.
Ooh, come on.
Come on. And it's, I mean, like, it's lost a wing. It's
Exactly.
Its throat is kind of veering to one side because of an open wound. It's gushing blood everywhere.
Its claws has fallen off, so it will never be able to land again.
And it's just screaming piteously as it dives down for one last attack, and it's a minus 2, and it's a 5, and it hits us. It hits us, it lands on us with its heavy body, and we're attacking back, and we're at a minus 2, and it's a 5, and it's dead.
Yes.
The
Die,
Griffin is
Griffin.
dead, and it falls down in this deep abyss right in front of where we're standing. We see it tumble down the mountain into this abyss, and it lies down there. It falls out of sight. We can't see. We just hear the screams getting fainter and fainter and fainter as it falls down the abyss, and finally it's gone.
Hold on.
The treasure.
The treasure. What about the treasure?
Okay, let's recreate the narrative. It drops the treasure on the ledge of the mountain, and then it tumbles down.
Great.
Okay. If you kill the Griffin,
Yes.
oh wow, you can remove its claws. Okay, let's drop the idea of it tumbling down the abyss.
I didn't tumble.
But you said something about
I
claws.
said the claws were cut off.
And we can carry them as an extra possession.
Wow.
They're especially valued by Lady Ariavier of Ariavier Castle, who
Okay.
may help you.
Lady Arath. What is it?
Ariavier Castle.
Ariavier.
I hope it's not down there.
No.
No, it's not.
Where is it?
Where is it?
Lady Arath.
Oh my god.
That's Lady Aria.
If we get down here,
Oh,
I mean,
That's
look,
so
guys, if we get down here, Lady Ariavier, she's really interested in Griffin claws.
it's fun. We look at where we are. There's no way we're gonna get there.
But we have them here. Here's a counter. These are Griffin claws.
Griffin claws.
We have
Let's
Griffin
go.
claws. We have Griffin claws.
Come on, guys. Don't say this is an epic adventure of
This
perilous.
is so epic. We killed the Griffin. We got the claws. We're heavily wounded. We're in the mountains. We're also starving because we've got no food.
But we're fucking Barbarian Prince.
We're Barbarian Prince. We fucking killed the Griffin.
Yeah.
Come on,
Come on.
Lady
Wow.
Caviar.
Lady Caviar. Here we come.
All right.
Okay, epic Griffin battle.
Epic Griffin battle. Now we settle down for the night, bleeding with no food.
No meat on the bones of the Griffin.
So that means that we're gonna starve.
Ugh.
We're gonna lose even more comfortability.
Okay.
We can only.
This was
carry-
even when we were impaired. This was with lost combat ability. We took out the Griffin anyway.
Absolutely. Now we can barely carry our gold now. but we can just about carry the gold. The griffin claws
Yeah.
is also in possession. So right now we can carry the gold and the griffin claws. If we starve one more day, we'll have to drop either the claws or the gold.
We can't drop the claws.
We can't drop
That's
them.
the only thing we've achieved
We
so
cannot
far.
drop them. I agree. But the only thing is that we may starve for even more days. Then we cannot hold on to anything.
Can we eat the claws?
We eat the claws. So, I forgot to tracking days here. The first day we crossed the river.
It's 1, 2 days.
It's only the second day now, actually. So now we sleep.
How many days have we starved for?
Starved for 2 days.
Okay.
Oh, because we got lost. So we crossed the river, and we starved, and we moved, and we starved, and now it's the fourth day. It's the fourth day. We're starving.
Jeden asked if we can hire. We can hire people to help us.
But we need probably to be in a town or a castle, I'd say.
Yeah.
We're sort of hedging our bets on our ability to hire someone at the temple.
Yeah.
But we don't know if that's possible.
But also, you don't go to a temple to hire the monks. That's like poor form, I would say.
But we're thinking out of the box here.
Yeah.
We're playing like outside the rules of normal society. This is so we can hire at temples.
Yeah.
We got griffin claws.
Exactly.
Who wouldn't accept griffin claws?
They gotta follow us. Whatever deity they've been worshipping for the last 20 years.
They've seen this griffin for years flying over those mountains.
Yeah.
And they've been scared, and we'll come down with its claws.
Yeah.
If that is not going to give us some renown, I would say this game is broken.
Yeah, that's true. So the griffin claws, we're hedging our bets that the griffin claws.
Absolutely. But right now, we're hedging our bets on not getting lost in the mountains.
Well, we already did once, so.
So you just roll one of those easy, less than 6.
Less than 6.
Oh, less than 7. That's not
8.
less than 7 hours.
No, sorry.
So is there an event here in the mountains?
Hope not. Starvation is going to happen anyway.
Yeah, but first there's an event before starvation. So you roll again.
Yeah. 2 dice.
It's 5. A 4 and 1.
No, 4 and 1.
It means bad going. We had that before.
Well, we're not mounted. We're not flying. So maybe.
So maybe it's nothing. Because it was mostly if we were mounted, right?
Yeah.
Ignore this event if you are traveling on mounts without wings.
Great.
Ignore this event regardless of mount if you travel along a road. Terrain is difficult for horses. So it's all about horses. If this event occurs after your last travel move for the day, the difficult terrain, any travel applies. Yeah, okay. So no bother.
Okay.
So we're just gonna starve even more. So now we can only carry one thing. So we need to drop the gold or the claws.
There is Lady Ariane is so far away.
But the thing is,
who else would be interested in griffin claws?
Look, there's no way we're not gonna be in mountains tomorrow. So we're gonna have to drop everything. So I think that we should drop the gold first. Thematically, I think we should drop the gold first.
That's fine. That's fair.
Who can use gold in the mountains?
No. Griffin claws, at least it tells a story.
So we're so weak now that we cannot carry 4 gold pieces.
Yeah, pathetic.
But we've been starving for 3 days, and we're also heavily wounded.
But this is only the beginning, because what happens next may surprise you.
This is the return.
Yeah.
Now
Arise,
we will
prince.
a day passes, and we'll not get lost now in the mountains.
No,
I'm sure.
Of course not. Well,
we did get lost in the mountains.
Okay.
But do we have an event in the mountains?
Does it even matter anymore? We're starving. It's not looking good.
No events.
No events. Right.
That's pretty good. So now we're starting for day 4.
Phase.
So unfortunately, we cannot even carry the griffin. So all we have now is the story of us. But will anybody believe us when we don't have the griffin claws to show for it?
I think if you start out telling that you were a prince and then the kingdom was usurped, but you're actually a prince, you gotta believe me. And then you tell the story about you killed a griffin, that you had the claws, but you lost them. You gotta believe me, guys. Then I think it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I think you gotta maybe don't tell any of those stories. Just internalize it.
Yeah. Okay. So for us, sort of, we are kind of the 2 sides of the brain of this barbarian. We are telling each other, we know that we beat this griffin, and I think if whatever happens now, I feel already somehow vindicated because we killed the griffin.
We killed the griffin.
I mean, what more can you achieve in this game?
In this game, not a lot.
Not a lot more.
Okay.
Can you get us not lost in the mountains?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm losing my resolve here.
No.
I'm not lost.
We're good.
So we move forward.
Into new mountains.
Is there preference?
I want to avoid the road this time.
Okay.
I hate wolves.
So we go up there.
No, actually,
Doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. Do that. That's fine. And then we're gonna start for day 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's gonna take us a long time to get our strength back.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna die of starvation. But we cannot carry anything, and we're just doomed if we meet anyone. But get out of the mountains.
Yeah.
7. That's an encounter, or that's getting lost. So we have to roll for an encounter. See if there's an encounter. That's an encounter
10.
for sure. So 2 more dice to see which encounter it is.
Yeah.
So it's a halfling.
Okay.
That sounds manageable, doesn't it?
Halfling sounds cute.
A halfling is manageable.
Oh wait, I've destroyed the city's banner.
Oh. Well, I think that's divine revenge. Okay. So we're encountering a halfling. That's basically a hobbit, right?
Yeah.
There's one of those with hairy feet, like short guys with hairy feet.
They must have food. They must be carrying food.
They like food.
Yeah.
They tend to like food. So, the first thing the book tells us is that it has a combat skill of 3. Oh.
I don't like when they start off giving the combat skills.
I think it's wrong. And it has a wealth of 4. It's a pretty wealthy halfling.
Well, we're Griffin Masters.
We're Griffin Masters. Give us your wealth. We're Griffin Masters. So we can attack him, we can talk with him, or we can pass by and end the encounter. We can just do nothing.
Okay.
Then we can attack him, or we can talk to him. I mean, I feel that we're so lonely now.
We're desperate,
We're
basically.
dying in the mountains.
Yeah.
And a fellow being, even if it's only a half being, passes us by.
Yeah.
I feel like we need some kind of emotional connection to somebody right now.
I think, do you want to talk to the halfling?
Maybe I want to do more than talk.
What is it? What?
I need a hug. I need a hug.
Okay, we need some intimacy with the halfling. Tell a joke, Jen suggests. Well, exactly. We gotta befriend the halfling.
Yeah, let's try to befriend him. Why is he walking around alone in the mountains, you wonder?
Maybe he's also on the run. Maybe we have more in common than we think.
Maybe he's also lonely.
Yeah. Okay, we talk to the halfling.
Yeah, roll a die.
Yeah, 1 die.
See what he says.
5.
So, we have an extended conversation.
Wow.
This is
a
pretty
friend.
good.
We met a soulmate.
Yeah.
In the mountains.
Long conversation with a halfling in the mountains while we're dying and starving. And
well, how do you even have the...
And we just keep telling on about those griffin claws that we don't have anymore. We had those griffin claws.
Oh my god.
We had them, and then we didn't have them anymore. But it's just because we're starving. Otherwise, we would have had them.
Cal Arath.
Cal Arath. Oh, so let's see. We gradually discover the interests and attitudes of the halfling.
Huh?
It takes a good deal of time because halflings, they're very long-winded. So we cannot travel any further today.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Does the halfling have any food that he wants to share?
Well, you have to roll 2 dice and see how the conversation it pans out.
Okay.
Are we gonna get into an argument? Are we gonna stay friendly? Are we gonna play a game of Barbarian Prince? Or
are we gonna get that hug?
I'm gonna get that hug. I hope for a hug.
Hug, please.
Oh, that doesn't sound hug. Oh my god. It turns out that the halfling, he is a hired assassin from our old kingdom.
What?
He's been hired by the Northern Kingdom, and he surprise attacks us.
No, halfling, please. Why? No.
We spilled our guts to him.
All we wanted was a hug.
We just wanted a hug.
Please.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
I just see it even says that there are all these weird... No, okay, that's just it.
So fucking assassin in the mountains?
So he just struck up a conversation.
How did he find us?
We probably spilled the beans. Yeah, we're Cal Arath. Yeah, we're the prince of that kingdom. Yeah, you know, we were our throne usurped. You know, we're hunted by all these mercenaries. And he's just like...
Griffin claws.
Yeah. And his mind is just going. Yeah. And then surprise attacks us. So he gets the first strike. We are down to 4 in combat strength.
No.
And we're heavily wounded.
Okay.
So he is actually right now at a +1.
He has a lot of health. He has more health than we do.
I think that's wrong, right? I think I gave him
Where's
too
the
much.
halfling,
Gave him too much health. Evento 8.
Fucking
He
mountain
has-
halfling.
No, he has 6. Jesus Christ, he's a tough guy. So he attacks us.
Okay. 12.
+1, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 13. We lose 2. Take 2
What?
hits.
What?
So
That's extremely dangerous. If we lose one more hit point.
look here. We can't escape. We can't run away from a halfling assassin.
Assassin. Come on. That's too low.
I think we have to fight this out in the mountains.
fight.
We killed the griffin, and we gotta fight him until he accepts that we killed the griffin.
We if we can get his feet.
If we get his hairy feet, we have something to warm us in the night.
Instead of the griffin claws, we have halfling feet.
Hairy feet. I don't know if Lady Aviar, she's gonna.
There's gotta be some prince around here that's gonna.
Oh, hawk first, then kill. Yeah, that was his. That was not our thought.
No.
We wanted a genuine hawk.
We were standing, eyes closed, ready for the big hug, and then
We got a dagger in the back. Jesus. Okay, hit him. Let's see. We have 4. So we have +1, but then we're heavily wounded. So we have -1. So that's a 9. So that's nothing.
No.
And then he strikes back, and he has a +1.
Takes another stab at us.
Takes another stab at us because we're still hawking, and he's stabbing with an 8. And we fall unconscious, and we're killed by the halfling assassin.
Halfling death. Oh.
Death by halfling.
Death by halfling assassin. Evil halfling.
Okay, I think this was a pretty epic adventure. So what happened here was that we escaped. I mean, I think the most successful thing in this game is what happened before the game began, that we escaped the prison. Because
that went really well.
That went really well.
Yeah.
But we didn't have to roll for it, and therefore it went really well.
We escaped our pursuers.
We escaped the sewers. We got off this cart in the mountain, and we actually made it across the river without being. The henchmen didn't catch up to us.
So flying start.
The only problem was that we didn't bring any food.
No.
We brought a lot of gold.
Yeah.
But there were like no shops in the mountains.
No.
We thought there would be shops in the mountains, but there were no shops.
No.
And
Who knew?
we gradually starved more and more. And then when we had starved for a couple of days, we were attacked by a mighty griffin. And then we had an epic
mountain battle.
on the edge of the cliff.
And we became griffin masters.
We became griffin masters. We killed it. We got its claws. And after we got its claws, it tumbled down into the abyss dramatically. And it fell so far we couldn't see it. We could just hear the echoes of its screams for hours after it disappeared down the abyss. And we sat there to the sound of the echoing screams of the griffin, like meditating on those screams, holding the claws, thinking to ourselves, we are the griffin masters. And then we went further through the mountains.
Experience.
Starving, met a halfling, went in for a big hug because we were just so lonely and sad.
We hadn't seen another person.
And we tried to. We killed a griffin, and it was just like, yeah, sure, guys. Gave us a hug, stabbed us in the back, and killed us.
Tiny halfling knife entered our ribs.
So I think we're gonna end here.
Yeah.
But this was 3 attempts at Barbarian Prince.
We're not done. We're gonna revisit this game sometime.
I think
at some point.
I think we've both, and I'm sure those multitude of viewers that I see there have all fallen in love with this game. So we're gonna revisit Barbarian Prince at some later point, and we want to make it just a little bit further than 2 hexes south of the.
Yeah.
How far did we go? I think maybe 3 hexes maximum. 4
I think
hexes.
this is the furthest we went was.
We went down
next to
there.
The temple here.
So we didn't even manage to visit a single structure in this game. We didn't visit a temple, a town, or a castle.
Well, we did visit a town on the second attempt.
Yeah, but that was kind of horrid because we just got beaten up.
It didn't work well.
Yeah,
There was 3 moves. No, it was. What was it? Moves. Yeah, well, it was 2 moves. Physical moves.
was it only 2 moves physically? Yeah,
It was 4 days or 5 days.
Yeah. Cal Arath, the 4 for the win.
Yes.
So Stegen, we're looking forward to seeing you again next time Barbarian Prince is up here. This was an epic experience.
This is a true barbarian game. There's nothing more fantasy, epic fantasy I don't think you can surpass this when it comes
I mean,
to epic
there is
fantasy,
a modern
settings.
game called Mage Knight, which is kind of a remake of Barbarian Prince, but it's sort of for a modern audience, which means that you can play it for hours and hours on end,
Okay.
and you can just keep on leveling up, and
No
it
wolves.
scales well. No wolves, nothing like that. This is the true, genuine Barbarian Prince experience. I'll suggest everybody don't pay 200 euros to buy this game. Print it out or visit us. Play it with us, watch it on stream. This is an epic, absolutely hopeless fantasy game. I just love it to bits. I think it's awesome.
But like you said, it's the true Barbarian Prince experience.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any better, doesn't get any more realistic than this.
No, this is just awesome. I mean, we just played for 3 hours and we made it like 2 spaces down a map of 600 spaces.
Yeah.
It's just...
And I just
How can you not love this?
I just wonder, what do we have in store?
It was so much. If yeah, you can see all those counters you can see there. These are things you can find. Some of them, there are multiples of them in stacks. There's places you can go, it's things to discover. And right now you're not even seeing the 30 plus different henchmen that can join your party as you play this game.
What is this?
That's just a table of enemies and stuff. But outside of the camera, there's just like around 30 other counters lying. And what did we get? We got Griffin Claws.
Griffin Claws.
In 3 games, we got one of those. I think there's altogether more than 60 different pieces.
Wow.
We've discovered like 2% of this game.
And also you can hire a party to follow you.
You can have a huge... We have this whole chart that you're seeing right here. Those are all hirelings.
Yeah.
Those are people that you're supposed to hire to go with you. But maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Cal Arath the 4th.
Cal Arath the 4th will win. That's all we can say. So, yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
I think we had a good outro last time. What did we say? Stop winning, start losing, stay hopeless.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the sentiment.
Stop winning, start losing, stay hopeless.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your lives, whatever is left of it. And see you next time.
We're just gonna fade out, and if we're around the next time, we're gonna stream something for you. I think next time it's not going to be Barbarian Prince.
No, we have
something up our sleeve.
We need a break. I think next time we're going to find something else.
Yeah, we have something else up our sleeve already. And we're going to play that. But we're definitely going to return to this game.
We're going to return to this game for sure. We have to.
We have to return to it. I mean, it's too awesome.
We cannot leave this game. We need to
progress further.
Press on, yeah. But not next time. Next time is going to be different. It's going to be a mystery secret game. I'm going to see what it is. We don't even know yet. But it's going to be epic. Thank you, Jeden. Thank you, Staken. Thank you, Tatsavitri. Thank you, Patricia, and anyone else joining us. And see you on the next stream for more epic...
Hopelessness.
Hopelessness.
Yeah, there you go. Cheers, everybody.